Morning, everyone. My name is Josh Thacker. I am your state court judge. This is the Spalding County State Court, and this is the ticket arraignment calendar. If you all please look at the monitors, I did not have anyone virtual this morning. I want to start out by saying that here in the Spalding County State Court, we believe that each and every one of you, as you interact with this court, deserve the respect and the dignity that you would wish for someone you care about. We will extend that to each and every one of you as we interact with you all here today. Hey, please don't talk during court. Our goal is to resolve your case in a prompt manner, and I cannot do that if y'all are having sidebar conversations, and frankly, I won't have much patience for it. All right, nobody's virtual. Thank goodness. All right, cell phones. So here's the deal. Everybody has pet peeves in life. So left drivers, too many items in the 20-item checkout line. Here's the deal. My cell phone's ringing in the court. It drives me insane. So here's what we're all going to do. Everybody's going to reach into yourself, in your pockets and purses, pull out your phone. I asked you to turn them on earlier. I'm asking you to turn them off now. Every single day, somebody's cell phone rings, and then I have to either eject them or have a contempt hearing. I don't want to have a contempt hearing. I just want to move the court along and get everybody back to your lives. So, okay. So, all right, lots and lots of movement. Thank you all for listening. We'll get you out of here quicker. It's worth it. All right. Today, this is the correct courtroom for you if you were issued a citation here in Spalding County. This would have been Georgia State Patrol troopers. That citation directed you to appear today. If what I'm saying does not sound correct, you may step out into the hallway and talk to the bailiff, and they show them your paperwork, and they will move you in the right direction. Today is what's called your arraignment date. I'm going to go over your rights with you. I'm going to tell you what your options are, and then you or your attorney is going to tell me what to do with your case. You may have a trial. There are two types of trials. There's a jury trial where 6 jurors sit in that box over there to your left and issue a verdict on your charges. And then there's a bench trial where you give me permission to make the guilt or innocence decision with no jury present. You may also have a conference with the solicitor's office. That's this group up here to your left. They represent the state of Georgia. They're not your attorney. You can ask me about an attorney, and I will direct you over to the public defender's office and give you directions to their office. Your charges here are misdemeanors. The average misdemeanor carries a maximum punishment of 12 months to serve in the Spalding County Jail and or $1,000 fine. A few minor traffic charges like seatbelt have a lower maximum fine, and a few high and aggravated misdemeanors have up to a $5,000 maximum fine. Now, each of you here have the right to a speedy and public jury trial. You have the right to have 6 citizens of Spalding County decide guilt or innocence on each of your charges. Again, you can choose a bench trial. That's where you give me permission to make the guilt or innocence decision with no jury present. You have the right to waive your right to a trial and close your case with a plea if you so choose. Now, I have no preference. You must knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently choose for yourself. You have the right to be presumed innocent, to force the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, to cross-examine the state's witnesses, to subpoena your own witnesses and evidence to court. You have the right to testify or not testify. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. And if you remain silent, your silence cannot be held against you. You have the right to have an attorney. You may hire your own attorney if you so choose. However, if you cannot afford an attorney, then you'll be given the opportunity to go to the public defender's office and apply today. This is your warning. If you wish to have a public defender's office and you do not take action ASAP to secure their services, you will very likely hear me say at the next calendar that you have waived the right to apply for their services. All right, an attorney would help you understand our criminal justice system, so explain what your charges are, what the defenses are of those charges, file motions on your behalf, engage in plea negotiations, subpoena witnesses and evidence for your defense, conduct a trial, make objections, protect your record, appeal convictions, and otherwise work to protect you. All right, it is my job to explain first offender and conditional discharge. These each allow you to enter guilty pleas and close your cases without conviction. However, you only get one of each for your entire life. So, first offender is for everything but traffic-related charges, so no DUIs, and then conditional discharge is for drug-related charges only. All right, nolo contendere and traffic charges. So a nolo contendere, or we just call this a nolo plea for short, is where you enter a guilty plea without admitting guilt, and it applies on most all traffic charges. So it applies to most all of you here today. Again, no DUIs. You get one nolo every 5 years, and that is measured from the incident date to the incident date, ticket date to ticket date. The NOLO will usually prevent points. It will usually save your license, It won't help you much if you're under 21. All right. If you are here today and you are not a United States citizen, you need to know that any conviction will very likely have a negative impact on your immigration status. All right, habeas corpus. It is my job to explain this really weird, really old law called habeas corpus. Well, you've heard the term before. Here's how it works. For our purposes, if you're convicted of the charges here in this courtroom, you may sue Spalding County civilly over in Superior Court to challenge this conviction. All traffic charges have a 6-month window. All other charges have a 12-month window. Okay, you may conference with the solicitor's office. By announcing conference and remaining here, you'll remain here in the courtroom until your name is called. If you have an attorney, then your attorney will likely announce conference on your behalf. The solicitor's office represents the state of Georgia. They are not your attorney. If you reach an agreement, you can resolve your case. If you do not reach an agreement, then you simply tell the solicitor's office or one of the bailiffs that you wish to have a trial. We'll have you sign the paperwork and move you in that direction. All right. Now, closing payable tickets without a trial. So there are 3 ways to close your payable ticket without a trial if you choose that pathway. The first option is if you have the fine amount and you wish to pay it, then you simply let the bailiffs know. They'll walk you down. You can pay it. The second option is on the other side of the continuum, so 2 ends, is that if you do not have the fine amount, then you can choose to enter a plea. You'll be placed on probation, which will likely terminate upon completion. But then there's an option in the middle. We added this back in January, and it's been a huge success, which is I call our 30 for 30 program. It means you don't want to be on probation, but you don't have the fine amount, and you need a third option. Now, the 30 for 30 program, here's how it works. You don't have the fine amount, you don't want to go on probation, but you do want to resolve your case. What happens is you have a conference with the solicitor's office. They recommend the program, at which point you will enter a plea just like normal, but I will delay the start of your probation by 30 days. And by doing that, you will be allowed to pay your fine in full. You'll also pay a $30 program fee. And then once you've done that and you are successful, then your case will close with no probation. If you're unsuccessful, then your probation simply starts 31 days out, and then you'll be on probation. So if you do receive probation, or obviously if you make it 31 days out, either way, you will be supervised by Spalding County Sentence Enforcement. There will be a one-time $25 intake fee per case added. 100% of all fines can always be worked off with community service work here in the Spalding County State Court. Additionally, there's a $50 per month supervision fee each month until you complete your probation. This supervision fee is mandatory, but it can be waived after a separate hearing before me. All right, for those of you that want a trial, you need to plan ahead because all the trials go on the same 2-week trial calendar. Week 1 will be your calendar call, and you'll be assigned the date and time to come back. Then we'll all skip a week in the middle, and while everybody prepares for trial. And then the week 2, your jury trials and bench trials will begin at 9 a.m. sharp. We will run 2 or 3 courtrooms. You'll appear each and every day until your case is resolved, and we will definitely reach your case for trial. All right, do you want to help your friends and family? We're still a small enough community where everybody knows somebody who knows everybody. So here's the deal. If you recognize the name who is absent, call them. Tell them to get down here ASAP. And you will save them a great deal of future trouble. All right, calendar call. So we're about to call the calendar. Actually, Assistant Solicitor Tony's going to read your names out. When you hear your name called, stand up if you are able. If you are not, raise your hand real high and get my attention. I need to know who's out there and who's addressing you. If you have an attorney, let your attorney announce for you. That's what you brought them here for. And if you do not have an attorney, then you can then you're going to very loudly do the following. You'll stand up and you'll yell out either jury trial or bench trial or conference or attorney. And then I'll give you directions from there. All right. Let me real quick. Y'all are not normally here. What do you hear today on?
We just had one case this morning.
We had one case this morning.
Who is it?
Reginald Shelby.
We will show you on page 8.
Shelby. And is it here?
I show you.
Reginald Shelby?
Yeah.
Reginald Shelby. No?
And we don't have a number for him. No, we don't. We have no.
Okay.
That's a suspended license charge?
Yes, suspended license, yes.
Oh, that's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
All right, that's granted. Y'all pretty good.
Thank you.
I thought that's what that was. Okay. If he shows up, we'll just either call you back or
Okay.
or y'all can see him at jail tomorrow.
He was in jail for 25 days on this
Yeah, the name was familiar to me. So,
Not his first time.
nah,
And also, you have
not by a long shot.
just for, on this afternoon, you can pay the case,
Yes,
and we don't speak again.
who is that?
Ask Mr. Manuel. It's on page 17.
Not your case, is what I mean.
Yeah, he got a speeding ticket for 9 to 25. I'm sure we don't do it again.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna mark that off. Everybody got that, page 17, Smith, not public defender case. What's happening? Good seal. All right, Sonny, floor's yours.
Bianca Bailey,
All right, thank you.
Raphael Baker. Request a failure to appear, Your Honor.
All right,
Bateman. Request a bench warrant and bond forfeiture.
granted.
Bland.
Looks like Daryl's land. Anybody?
Request a failure to appear. Bradley Alexis. Bradley. Request failure to appear. Darian Burden. Request failure to appear. Jesse Carter.
All good. All right, thank you.
Clemens.
Benquelia Clemens? Benquelia Clemens?
Request failure to appear. Jesse Curtis. Curtis. Request failure to appear. Kinsey Daniel. Daniel. Request failure to appear. Julian DeBar.
Conference.
How old are you?
19.
Hey, let me make a quick announcement because I realized that's new, and so I forgot to hit the extra click to put under 21. Hey, if you're under, is anybody who's announced so far under 21? Because we have you, so you're the bar. All right, we need to know if you're under 21 because the traffic laws handle people who are under 21 differently than 21 and over. And we just added that last month, and I forgot about it. So it's up there now. So if you make your announcement, I need to know that, and if you're under 21. All right, Tony Forger.
Zachary DeWitt. DeWitt. Request failure to appear. Dolores Douglas.
All right, Ms. Douglas, are you going to want to speak with the Public Defender's Office? I'm sorry? Yes, okay. So what I'm gonna do, Ms. Douglas, is I'm gonna have you step out into the hallway. The bailiffs are gonna come out with a reset notice. It's gonna have the address and telephone number on the reset notice for the Public Defender's Office. And it's your responsibility to take action ASAP to get them to represent you. Or of course, you can hire your own attorney. Do you have any questions or anything? All right, if you will go ahead and step out in the hallway, but do not leave until the bailiffs come and speak to you. Thank you.
Stancil Dover. Dover. Request failure to appear. Valencia Driver. Valencia Driver. Request failure to appear. Shani Dukes. Dukes. Request failure to appear. Noriega Eppinger. Eppinger. Request bench warrant and bond forfeiture.
Granted.
Garcia Escobil. Garcia Escobil. Request failure to appear. Celestine Favors. Favors. Request failure to appear. Tamiria Felder. Request failure to appear. William Ferguson. Request failure to appear. Stephanie Garland. Request failure to appear. Clinton Gossett.
Jury's out.
Mr. Gossett, I'm happy to move you over to the trial calendar, but I need you to know that that charge does not qualify for a jury trial because jail time is not an option. So you may have a bench trial with me if you wish, or you can have a conference. But I just want to go ahead and get that clear right now that you don't have the right to a jury trial on a charge that doesn't carry, it's like a seatbelt. All right, bench trial it is. Do you want, and you don't qualify for the public defender's office because there's also no jail time, so you can either represent yourself or hire an attorney. All right, well then, if you will please, step out in the hallway. Do you have a bench trial form? There should be some blanks floating around. If not, I'll print some more. You have some? Okay, you're gonna sign your reset notice and your bench trial form, out in the hallway. Once the bailiffs are finished, you're free to go.
Shakita Gotel. Tori Grigsby. Request failure to appear. Letitia Gully.
Oh, that is Miss Scott's case. It's likely got a waiver in it. We'll just set it aside and check. She's usually pretty good about
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
You got it? Oh, they've already confirmed it. It's got a waiver.
Rachel Hamilton. Request failure to appear. David Hand. Request failure to appear. Dustin Harmon.
I'll defer to you earlier.
Right.
Also, 21.
Oh, thank you for that.
Jeremy Head. Request failure to appear. Randall Heath.
Turn.
All right, so Mr. Heath, I'm going to have you step out. And do you have your license back? Okay, put a lot of effort into that, if you would, before your next court date. I'm gonna have you step out in the hallway. They're gonna have you sign a reset notice, which will have the public defender's office information. Don't leave until they come talk to you. And I'm gonna tell you, it's in your best interest to come back with your license in hand next time, okay?
Yeah.
You wanna call? Yeah, we're very good at doing multiple things at the same time. Mr. Shepherd's going to start the conference, so if you listen to him and when he calls your name, step up first.
All right, Bianca Bailey, Jesse Carter, Julian DeBar, Shakita Gotel, and Dustin Harmon. Y'all got these double doors over here to my right, your left. We'll meet you out in the hallway.
Thank you, Mr. Shepherd.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all realize this yet, but I'm the luckiest judge in the state of Georgia. I have amazing teams in every direction that I look, and you all are very well served by these teams.
Edwin Higginbotham.
Under 18, bench trial.
Okay.
Or under 21,
Mr.
man.
I'm sorry?
Under 21.
Well, I heard what you meant. It's okay. I interpreted it. So, all right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you step out, but I do need you to know that 69 and 55, you're 0 points, which means that regardless of the outcome for you at 21 or under 21, there's no, it's not reported and it does not appear on your driver's history. Do you understand that?
So it won't mess with my insurance?
No.
Alright, then I can just pay it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna have you, do you wanna just have him wait out in the hallway and then take him down? Or you want me to? He wants to pay.
I mean, if he just wants to pay, no.
Okay, step outside, go down to the clerk's office, tell them your name, and then,
He will need to pay.
oh, we need the ticket. Actually, wait out there for the bailiffs, they're gonna grab the ticket and walk you down in a minute. It's Higginbotham, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Kenneth Horn. Request failure to appear. Jacob Joyner. Joyner. Request failure to appear. Taliana Jones. Damian Kent. Request failure to appear. Stella Kuntz.
Conference.
Kirsten Levitt.
Conference.
All right, thank you.
Akia Lindsay. Request failure to appear. Robert Mack.
Reset.
Hold on, which one is that?
Robert Mack.
Okay, he's here.
Go ahead. Again.
So reset it.
Reset.
Is it an issue if we let him do the conference? Is that gonna mess all up? No? Okay, conference it is. We have that you had requested a reset. Does that sound correct?
Somebody talked to me about it, but
Okay, we had marked it as you did. We're good. I just want to make certain that if we gave you the conference today, that I wasn't gonna mess up how we'd already moved your case to the next calendar. So if you're here now, you might as well. Great, okay, we're good to go. Sit tight.
Bentavious Martin.
That's the one that reset.
Ah, okay,
No.
that one's a reset. It's okay.
Shannon Martin on the sheet, they reset.
William Milford.
I have my name is Dutton. Give me just 1 second, Mr. Milford.
what's the last name again?
Milford, are you William Milford? All right, Milford is a waiver and jury trial. That's obviously not Mr. Milford.
Brian Montgomery. Request failure to appear. Terrence Mullins. Christina Owens.
I have Owens is represented by Benjamin Pazingo. Sarah, what is your email?
It's moved. It's
Right.
reset.
Okay, it's reset. So,
Parker. Last name Parker.
looks like Juaklous, Juaklous.
Request failure to appear. Javier Pierce.
Conference.
All right, thank you.
Antonio Puckett.
Conference? I didn't hear you. Thank you.
Luther Ridgway. Request failure to appear. Darius Sterling. Request failure to appear. Alan Strong. Request failure to appear. John Saluski.
Conference.
Paula Sutherland.
Conference.
Rainita Terry. Request failure to appear. Norman Thompson. Request failure to appear. Triandos Thornton.
Waiver.
That's a waiver with Patrice Scott.
Contina Threat.
All right, conference it is. Thank you.
Last name Tolles. Tolles.
Looks like Jacobian.
Jacobian. Request failure to appear. Stephanie Turnipseed. Request failure to appear. Rainish Tyler. Request failure to appear. Berdrick Tyus.
Conference.
All right, thank you.
LaQuindrick Ussery. Request failure to appear. William Walker.
Not guilty, jury trial.
All right, do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
Sure.
Okay, all right. right, so if you'll please, step out into the hallway. Do not leave until the bailiffs have you sign your reset. And since it's a jury trial, he doesn't need to sign the verdict form. It's just on the bench trials.
Robert Ware. Ware. Request failure to appear. Trinity Weaver. Weaver. Request failure to appear. Christopher West.
Conference.
Okay, thank you.
Denisha White. Dylan Williams.
Conference under 21.
All right, thank you.
Martin Williams. Request failure to appear. Scott Williamson. Scott Williamson. Request failure to appear. James Wright.
Conference.
Thank you.
Scott Young. Young. Request failure to appear.
All right, so a couple of announcements to sweep everybody else up. If you were here this morning and your name was not called, stand up for me. There's always a good handful. It's perfectly okay. That's exactly about what I expected. All right, so we're gonna work our way across this way. If you'll state your name for me nice and loud.
Marcissa Rogers.
Rogers. And what are you charged with, Ms. Rogers? No, this afternoon. Okay.
The, tag and seal.
Okay, we found you. All right, so you're very early for court. You're not supposed to be here till 1:30. But lucky for you, the 1:30 calendar is humongous and this calendar is tiny. So you've done the wrong thing. So what do you want to do with your case?
Conference.
All right, you'll go last this morning, but you'll still go ahead of the 1:30 folks. So,
Would I be able to be out here to get my baby from school?
well, that'd be this afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're good. So, in fact, that mistake will actually fix that because I would not have been able to promise you that this afternoon. So you did the wrong thing the right way. Grab a seat. What's your name?
Edward Guerin.
Garen?
Guerin. Same thing. Over conference.
There he is. Page 7. 23 TK 3749. All right, grab a seat. In the back, nice and loud.
Yeah. Almond.
Almond. There you are. Okay, you're also this afternoon. What do you want to do with your case?
Conference.
All right. All right, that's it for this side. What's your name?
Oh, it's Spurgeon.
Spurgis?
Spurgeon.
Perkins.
Perkins, sorry. I cheat. I've got a microphone, but I can't pass one around out there quick enough. All right. There it is. Page 14, second from the bottom. What do you want to do?
Pay it out.
You can do that. It's 40,025 and a seatbelt. Okay. Clint, that's for you. If you'll wait out in the hallway, the bailiffs will come out and get you in a few minutes and take you downstairs to the clerk's office to pay. Once you have your receipt in hand, you'll be free to go. All right, up front in the green, what's your name?
Carol Williams.
Williams.
Okay.
There you are, top of page 20. What do you want to do with your case?
Conference.
Okay. And again, you'll go after everybody else who's here, but you'll still go before the 1:30 calendars.
Okay.
Nice and loud, what's your name?
Glover.
Glover? Is it, Tadrea?
Alright.
Tadrea, names are important, I'll get it right moving forward. Tadrea?
Yeah.
All right. And what would you like to do with your case?
Conference.
Okay. All right, thank you. And Mr. Shaw, which one is yours?
Bobby Bang.
Okay, and if you have the right sheet,
I do.
if you have the right sheet, we're actually ready to go ahead and do yours real quick. All right, do y'all want to make, before I do Mr. Shaw's plea, do y'all need to make any announcements? Or do you want me to make it for you?
I think so, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm happy to make it for you. All right, in just a moment, I'm gonna handle Mr. Shaw's pleas with Ms. Bang. Y'all can come up to the podium. Everybody else, just sit tight. What's gonna happen is they're about to pack up their items and move out to go to start the conferences on that end. Once they've stepped out and I finish this plea, I'm gonna give you all another set of instructions, and we'll go from there. Do you want anything else from me before?
Can I bring these to?
Just in case you go, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna do this plea. It's a no-load plea and you can pay, correct?
Yes, sir.
If you will step up to the microphone, and raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll take your hand down, state your full name for me.
My full name is Bobby Vang.
All right, and Mr. Vang, you're here on 23 TK 4123. And you were on time for court this morning, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your attorney, Mr. Shaw, has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document I'm holding up?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, Your Honor.
as well as page 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, something's missing. What am I missing? Oh, are you a United States citizen or not?
No, I'm a permanent resident.
Permanent resident. Okay, are you aware that this plea could, it'd be unlikely, but it could have a negative impact on your immigration status?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm required to tell you that it could. All right, then, have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorney about your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the job he's done on your behalf?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you initial and sign this document because you had all the time you needed to speak with your attorney about this document
Yes, Your Honor.
and that you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what I've done is I've initialed the line that says you're not a citizen, saying I reviewed it.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Vang, have you used a NOLO in the last 5 years on any moving violation?
No, Your Honor.
And are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you asking me to accept this NOLO for driving that occurred here in Spalding County and resulted in this U-turn violation charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to find that his request for a NOLO is proper and I'm going to grant it. I'm going to find that he's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waived his rights. I review the recommendation that your attorney has negotiated. And I'm going to follow it exactly the way Mr. Shaw's negotiated. Mr. Shaw, the floor is yours if you wish.
The only thing I'll add is I do have a motor vehicle history on it for 7 years and it's clean.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. Okay, well, good job. All right, Mr. Val, you ready for me to sentence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions I can answer for you before I sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Vang, on 23 TK 4123, U-turn violation, I'm gonna grant your NOLO. It's a fine of $158. I'm correct from your attorney that you have the fine in full? Okay, then I'm not gonna place you on probation. Instead, I will allow you to pay it. I'm gonna tell you that you have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Do you remember reading about habeas right there on the back of the right sheet?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you remember me talking about it earlier?
Yes.
All right, anything else for you, part ways?
No, I'm good.
Mr. Shaw, anything?
No, sir.
All right, so, and Mr. Shaw can walk him down if y'all are tied up. So, Mr. Shaw, I'm gonna let you walk your client down to the clerk's office.
Yes, sir.
Make certain the payment gets made. If something goes wrong, just bring your client back up. But as soon as he has the receipt in hand, he's free to go.
Yes, sir. Thank
And
you.
obviously, Mr. Taylor, you're welcome to walk him down if you want. I just knew y'all had a lot going on. All right, so, Mr. Vang, if you'll go with Mr. Shaw.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, so here's my next set of announcements to everybody. Y'all ready to call you next? Oh, go ahead.
Can I please see the following people through those double doors? Tahalia Jones, Stella Kuntz, Kristen Levitt, Robert Mack, Terrence Mullins, and Javier Pierce.
Okay. So while those folks go out, I'm gonna give you all your last set of instructions, your next set of instructions for me, which are, So my next instructions to y'all are gonna be very simple. You ready? Step to the restroom and get back to your seats. But statistically, one of you is gonna volunteer to go to jail. So pay attention to that because one of you, statistically speaking, is gonna volunteer to go to jail. And here's how you're gonna do it. Every court date, someone disappears. I don't know if they go get haircuts, oil changes, mow their yard. I have no idea. But they certainly don't step to the restroom and get back to their seats, which are the instructions that I give. And I issue a warrant, and then I hold you in jail, and then I go see you on a Wednesday when I get out there. So don't be that person, but one of you is going to volunteer for that job. Sorry, it's just what it is. Just like one of you cell phone is very much going to ring before the day is over. So as I step off the bench, I'm going to step off the bench until 10. I'll do 10:30. So I'll be back on the bench at 10:30. Your instructions are simple. You ready? Hey, step to the restroom and get back to your seats. We're all human. And there's going to be a lot of people calling a lot of team members calling a lot of you in different directions, and we can't do it if we can't find you. One last thing is that if you didn't get a chance to do your motor vehicle history on your phone, the free motor vehicle history, you can turn your phones back on now, even though you're sitting in the courtroom. And I'm going to put those instructions back up on the screen so that you can follow them. Because if you have those instructions, if you have that ready, your conference with the solicitor's office will go much quicker. So the bailiffs are going to answer your questions from here. They're excellent at what they do. Remember, I'm the luckiest judge in Georgia. They're going to be able to help you. All right, with that, I'm going to take stuff off the bench. I'll see you all at 10:30. Again, if you have questions, talk to the bailiffs. They're fantastic.
May I approve, Judge?
Yes. Everybody virtual, that's good. All right, have a couple of nail presses on the top of the pile here. I'll do those first. First one is Mullins.
I'm sitting on 6. Unless I'm parents.
Yeah.
The morning,
Page 6.
page 6. Mullins.
It would help if I was looking at this morning's count. I was looking at yesterday morning's count. There it is. Right, that's not a process. Is Terrence Mullins here? All right, that's a good sign. All right, there's one. And then the next one is Sutherland. I've got 3 of these.
And that is on the afternoon. Well, I'm not seeing it on either. Sutherland,
Well,
unless
it's,
it's,
Paula Sutherland.
unless it's a different.
Page 8.
This morning?
Is it?
Hey, there it is. Yeah, fourth out from the bottom on page 8.
I was trying to do, that's,
No, it's okay. This is why we do these out loud. Okay, that's an outcross, and then the last one is Javier Pierce. Javier Pierce, present. Okay. That's when the plan comes together. There it is. Just fourth out from the bottom on page 7. All right, that's the outcross. All right, you ready? All right, so we're gonna work our way through the pleas at this time. What I'm gonna do is call your name, have you step forward. Let's start with Bianca Bailey. Are you present? Bianca Bailey. She missed here. And the citizenship. No, she just initially when she goes. It's clear that she just stepped past them. So started running the names. I just all right. All right, let's jump in. Are you Bianca Bailey?
yes, I'm.
All right, if you'll please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. So if you take your hand down and if you'll make good, clear yeses and nos for me. This is Miss Kathy Lee. She's taking down our conversations. And the record is here to protect you, not me. So, all right. So, Miss Bailey, according to my calendar, you were on time for court today. Is that correct?
Yes,
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
yes,
Did you understand those rights?
yes,
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No.
You have passed up to me the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document I'm holding up?
yes,
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
yes,
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
yes,
page 2,
yes,
and is this your signature?
yes,
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it,
yes,
and because you understood everything that's on it?
yes.
All right, let's pause real quick because we don't want to slow this middle.
Is it okay if I do it?
Of course. Oh, yes. Wherever you want, whenever you're ready.
Okay, if I call your name, if you'll just head out this door, Stanton Dover,
Rachel Hamilton, Jacob Joyner, and Alan Strong. Thank you.
James, right.
Like I said, everybody, lots of names going in lots of directions. Luckiest judge in Georgia, sitting right here. Okay, Ms. Bailey, back on the record with you. Did you see on here as well as hear me say that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right, you are charged with, there we are, one count of speeding. You're looking to do a no-low plea. Have you used a no-low plea on any moving violation in the last 5 years?
No.
Are you asking me to accept no-low for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on December 12th of 2022 and results in this charge of speeding, 83 and a 55?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to find that your request for a no-low is proper, and I'm going to grant it. I'm going to find that you are knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation, and I will follow it exactly the way you've negotiated. Do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence on your case?
No.
You ready?
Okay.
All right. Bianca Bailey on 22 TK 5610 from December 12th of 2022, count 1 speeding, 83 and a 55. Your no-low is granted. It's 12 months of probation, $590 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay the $590 in full, plus a $30 program fee for our 30 for 30 program, then your case will close with no probation conditions. If you are unable to pay that off within the next 30 days, and probation becomes necessary, you will need to do the following. You'll have 12 months of probation. You may then work off your fine with community service work for $10 per hour if this is needed. You'll need to show your driver's license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products need to be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver. $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. And your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights. Are there any questions about anything I can answer for you before we part ways?
No.
All right, then I'm going to pass you off to Mr. Williams. He's going to walk you out those double doors back there and have you go meet with probation.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Bailey. All right, next case. Carter, Jesse Carter. All right, if you will just raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Jesse Evan Carter.
Mr. Carter, you're here today on 23 TK 3905, and according to my calendar, you are on time for court. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights are read out to the courtroom? Did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
You have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carter, you understand you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
You represent yourself, is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
And you want to give the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Carter, you here in Spalding County, back on August 17th of 2023, operate your motor vehicle and failed to properly stop at a stop sign at the intersection of Jordan Hill and Teeter Road?
Yes, sir.
Did you also, are you aware that this sentence will cause a suspension of your driver's license?
My license is already suspended.
Okay, do you understand you'll need to get it back before you can close your probation?
The solicitor said to let you know I wouldn't be able to get them back within a reasonable amount of time.
Okay,
And he said that he wouldn't put that as one of the conditions with my
Okay, that's fine.
They're suspended due to child support over $4,000, $5,000.
Child support's all I needed to know. That answers the question. All right, hold on a second. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just wanna make sure this is like, okay, Norman Thompson,
Yes, sir.
okay, and then Martin Williams and Randall Wilson? Is there a Wilson?
Somebody else.
Okay, and what's your range title? Did you want a conference too? Or, okay, I didn't get that too.
All right, y'all can.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't respond to me.
You said Tyler?
What Miss Middleton's doing is way more important than what I'm doing. All right, did you need anything else, Miss Middleton?
I don't see it.
Okay. All right, then we're gonna come back on record with Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, we're on the same page then. I'm gonna remove the license requirement. Child support is a whole different ballgame of license suspension. And you'll need to sort that out, but I will not require you to get your license reinstated. So move forward.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, so did you here in Spalding County, do you qualify for a NOLA?
No, sir.
Okay, then that also answers my second question. Did you here in Spalding County on August 17th of 2023 operate your motor vehicle while your license was suspended?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt on both of your charges that there's enough for you to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you are knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it exactly the way you've negotiated it. Any questions about anything from me before my sentence?
No, sir.
All right. Jesse Carter on 23 TK 3905 from August 17th of 2023. Count 1, stop sign violation. I'm gonna find you guilty. 12 months probation. 306 is your fine. Count 2, suspended license, guilty. 12 months, 750 is your fine. That's 12 months total probation. You may work off your fine with community service work at $10 per hour. Count 3 is dismissed. I'm not requiring you to get your driver's license back. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver. $50 per month supervision fee. $25 intake fee. And your case will close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. You remember me talking about habeas earlier?
Yes, sir.
Remember reading about it on the back of the right sheet there?
Yes, sir.
All right, you need anything else from me before we part ways?
No,
All
sir.
right, Mr. Clint's gonna walk out those double doors. Good luck to you. Next case is DeVar. All right. Oh, you're the one with the really fast speed. Okay, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name.
Name Julian Anthony DeBar,
And how old are you again?
19.
Okay. And then you're here with him?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're mom? You can stand with him if you'd like to. Ooh, your speed scares me. Okay, let's go ahead and go through the rights. Mr. Barr, according to my memory and my calendar, you were on time for court, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that was put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
Mr. DeBar, you have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are those your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it,
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about the facts of your case a little bit. Can't do the math on that. Okay. Do you, you are charged that on August 17th of 2023, you did operate your motor vehicle at a speed of 111 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone. Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
Where were you?
16.
The 4-lane divided highway?
Yes, sir.
All right, that doesn't make it okay, but It makes it better. I don't think there's any stoplights near where you were, was there?
I left from the stoplight.
But like heading toward, you weren't, there
No,
weren't
there
any
was none.
stoplights
There was none for a
upcoming?
while.
Okay, so obviously, nothing in my world is black and white, everything's gray, and I'm just trying to make this okay in my head. It's good for you that I trust the recommendations of my solicitor. Okay, you realize your license is gonna be lost because of this.
Yes, sir.
And that's not me ordering it, that's by operation of Georgia law.
Yes, sir.
And you realize your insurance is gonna get a hold of this, and they're gonna do whatever they do, but you and I both know they're not gonna lower your rates because of this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt, there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation, and I will follow the recommendation. Do you have any questions for me about anything?
I have a letter here from my lawyer that just asking if there's any way possible I can get a work permit because I just recently started my career.
And I show this is the second ticket you've had with me. Is that correct?
So in Spalding County? Yes, sir.
Your other ticket was not that long ago. Am I correct on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The short answer on the permit is no. What I'm looking at is, do I have the ability to issue you one? Question number one. Number two, if I do have that ability, am I willing to do it? And I'm still working on the answer to one. I do not believe I can. Give me just a second. I know we looked at it. That's page 29. No, there's no way I can give you a permit. So the short answer is, I'm not authorized to issue you a permit. So I have no discretion in that matter. But even if I did, I would not grant it. But I needed to know whether I even had that discretion. But I would not grant a permit at this point.
Understandable.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Mom, what was your name again?
Crystal DeVar.
Crystal DeVar. All right,
Yes, sir.
raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions I can answer for you? Obviously, this is an important moment.
Right.
This is gonna be part of your story, Mr. DeVar. So 20 years from now, you're gonna be talking about how when you were this age, you stood in front of a judge and entered a plea to 111 and 65. And I just want you to understand, I'm a parent, obviously she's a parent,
Yes.
that, we parents of teenage drivers live in fear that we're gonna get a call from the GSP telling us that our kid is dead.
Right.
And at 111 miles an hour, you have zero reaction space. A squirrel running across the road equals you're dead. So I just want you to imagine your mama having to get that call that you were doing something incredibly reckless and stupid and died. And she's put all this years of effort into you, and you threw it away for a quick joy of 111 and 65. So I'm not but my words are here and there and gone, but you got to look at her for the rest of your days, however many of those might be. You with me?
Yes, sir.
Can I answer any questions for you, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, Mr. Barr. The sentence of the court is as follows. In 23 TK 3907, how good are you at reading and writing, Mr. Barr?
I'd say decent at it.
I'm adding something. You're going to write a letter of apology. You says Crystal?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna write a letter of apology to Crystal Barr for what you are putting her through.
Yes, sir.
Probation will read it, they will send me a copy, and I will read it. If I think it is insincere or insufficient, you and I will have a second conversation about it here in this courtroom. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
And she'll know if it's sincere or not, and she'll tell us. All right, 23 TK 3907. Speeding, 111 to 65, guilty, 12 months. $1,440 will be your fine. Of course, that is a significant amount of money for anyone, especially a teenager. Do not forget, you can work off all of it with community service work at a rate of $10 per hour if you need to. That's completely up to you. You will need to get your driver's license back to show it to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 supervision fee, $25 intake fee, 20 hours of community service work, offensive driving school within 60 days, and you can terminate once 3 months have passed. No violations have occurred and all conditions have been met. Mr. Barr, you will need to give, I will let you go back with your son to meet with probation. You'll need to give them your contact information. I assume it's the same as this.
Yes.
Okay. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. Mr. DeBar, I've been doing this for many years, and I've attended many funerals over my course of my career. Do not make yours one of my next ones.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
You all free to go back that way to meet with probation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeBar.
Go ahead.
Hotel. All right. If you'll grab that mic and pull it over to you. And you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, state your full name for me.
Shaquita Gotel.
And Ms. Gotel, you were here today on, I'm sure your case is paid. You what? Well, I've never made a mistake, so I can't relate. But, I understand other people make mistakes. Okay. All right, so Ms. Gotel, all right, so you got that over time.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Gotel, you're on 23 TK 3520, and according to my calendar, you are on time for court. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No.
Ms. Gotel, you have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes.
Do you recognize this is the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
Is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Did you see on here where it says you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Gotel, you are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes.
Have you used a NOLO on a moving violation in the last 5 years?
No.
Are you asking me to accept the NOLO for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on July 26, 2023, and resulted in this charge of operating a motor vehicle while following too closely
Yes.
with an accident? All right. I'm going to find that your request for a NOLO is proper, and I'm going to grant it. I'm going to find that you are knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I'll review the recommendation, and I'll follow it exactly as you've negotiated it. Do you have any questions for me about anything before sentence?
No.
Okay. Ms. Gotel, are you ready for your sentence?
Yes.
Ms. Gotel, on 23 TK 3520, from July 26th of 2023, count 1, following too closely with an accident, I'm going to grant you NOLO. It's 12 months probation, 306 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay $30 plus your fine in full within the next 30 days, your case will close by participating in our 30 by 30 program. If you are unsuccessful in closing the case with those terms, your probation will automatically start 31 days from now. And your terms of your sentence will be that you will need to obtain a valid license and show it to probation, or show them your valid license. No alcohol or illegal drugs or hemp products, you'll be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. And you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Do you remember reading about habeas on the right sheet right there?
Yes,
And do you remember me talking about it earlier?
yes.
All right, any questions for me about anything for part ways?
No.
All right, if you'll step out those double doors there, good luck to you. All right, Taliana Jones. All right, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about giving this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Taliana Jones.
All right, Ms. Jones, you are here today on 23 TK 3461, and according to my calendar, you are on time for court today, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you get the rights over after the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
You passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And do you recognize it as the written version of those rights going over earlier?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
Is that your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Did you see on here where it says you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. Are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes.
And have you used a NOLO on a suspended license charge in the last 5 years?
No.
Are you asking me to accept this NOLO? Oh, I'm so sorry. This is it's no insurance. I asked you the wrong question. I heard your pause there. So let me correct my question. So let's draw the last question. Have you used a NOLO on a no insurance charge in the last 5 years?
No.
And are you asking me to accept the NOLO for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on July 21st, 2023 and resulted in this no insurance charge?
Yes.
I'm gonna find that your request for the NOLO and the no insurance is proper and I'm gonna grant it. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly and voluntarily waiving your rights. I reviewed the recommendation and I'm gonna follow it. Do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No.
All right, I'll also state for the record that I just proclaimed in the last case that I've never made a mistake. I just made my first ever, so that's gonna be on the record. All right, Ms. Jones, on 23 TK 3461, no insurance. The NOLO is granted. It's 12 months of probation. $454 is your fine. Now I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay your fine in full plus $30 within the next 30 days, your case will close with no probation conditions. After 30 days, if you're unsuccessful, then your case will automatically convert to probation and the following conditions will apply. You'll need to get your valid license. Either show your valid license or get a valid license to show it to probation. You can work off your fine with community service work at $10 per hour if you wish. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Can I answer any questions for you about anything before you and I part ways?
No.
All right. Thank you very much. And you may step out there. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Sign this. No, I signed it. Hey, I just made my second mistake. So, sorry about that.
said it had a, reset, but it is not. Just recall it, it's not just-
Yeah, what's the name? Is Ventavious Martin present? Martin? Hey, y'all remember me telling you that somebody's gonna volunteer to go to jail? Well, we've got to have our first candidate. Ventavious Martin? All right, I'll hold it and recall it, but it looks like he's our jail candidate.
He might have been like very good. But we said he had a reset, but he doesn't, just the next person.
That's fine, I'll set it right here and just recall it. Okay, look, Levitt. And while Levitt's coming up, I have a non-cross on an Alan Strong. Alan Strong is Alan Strong present? Okay, so far so good. All right, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Kirsten Levitt.
Ms. Levitt, you are here today on 23 TK 3290. Am I correct that you are on time for court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Levitt, you, there we go. All right, so you're here on 23 TK 3290. You've passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize this as the written version of the rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Levitt, you have the right to have an attorney represent you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you're here today representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You understand you have the right to a jury trial
Yes, sir.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Levitt, you are, how old are you?
I am 24 years old.
Okay. You're charged with 1 count of speeding, 85 and a 55, and that you did here in Spalding County.
Yes, sir.
Operate your motor vehicle at a speed of 85 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone on July 16th of 2023. Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt, there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights to entering this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions about anything, ma'am, before I sentence?
No, sir. Just thank
Okay.
you.
All right, the sentence of the court then is as follows. Kirsten Levitt on 23 TK 3290, count 1, speeding, 85 and 55. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $556 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days. So if you pay your fine in full plus $30 by participating in our 30 by 30 program, then your case will close with no probation. If you're unsuccessful in closing your case within the next 30 days, probation will begin automatically 31 days from now, at which point you will need to do the following. You'll need to show a valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those.
Yes, sir.
You may work off your fine with community service work. There'll be a $50 per month supervision fee, and there'll be a $25 intake fee.
Yes, sir.
I need you to know, I don't talk about this much, but I'm gonna talk about it here, that is your address on your license correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because the state has reduced your fine to offset a fine they know is coming, which is the Department of Driver Services is gonna be sending you a bill for $200.
Yes, sir.
They've reduced your fine by $200 to offset that, or at least that's what it appears to me
Yes,
as. So when you get that bill, you need to pay it, or the Department of Driver Services will suspend it. That bill has nothing to do with this court. It will come directly from the DDS,
Yes, sir.
and you'll pay it directly to DDS.
Yes,
That
sir.
money will not pass through this court. Do you
Yes,
understand?
sir.
You have any questions for me about anything for the
No,
public?
sir.
You have 30 days from today if you want to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're free to go, Mr. Phillips.
Yes, thank
Thank
you. You have a very nice day.
Thank you, you too. He's gonna walk out. All right, next case. Titus. All right. Your verdict, Titus.
Yes, sir.
All right, please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, take your oath. If you'll state your full name for me.
Frederick Titus.
And Mr. Titus, you are here today on 23 TK 3926. And according to my calendar, you are on time for court today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
You passed up to me the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize this, the written version of those rights are read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials here next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
No.
All right, Mr. Tice, you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
And you wish to give up your right to a jury trial by entering this plea?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Tice, you're charged with one count of speeding, 53 and a 25. You're wanting to do a no-low plea, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you used a no-low plea on a moving violation in the last 5 years?
No, sir.
And are you, and you're 21 years of age or older, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Mr. Tice, I'm going to, and you want me to accept it for driving that occurred on August 16th of 2023 and resulted in this charge of speeding 53 and a 25?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to find that your request for a no-low is proper and I'm going to grant it. I'm going to find that you are knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I'll review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right, verdict Tice on 23 TK 3926, speeding 53 and a 25 from August 16th of 23. I'm going to grant your no-low. It's 12 months probation. $750 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay $30 plus your fine in full to sentence enforcement, then your case will close with no probation conditions. 31 days from now, if you're unsuccessful, then your probation will begin. You'll need to show a valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. You'll be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and you can work off your fines with community service work, and your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court.
Yes.
You have 30 days from today to use to appeal's decision, and you have 6 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights. Any questions about anything before we part ways? All right, and it's time to pass you off to Ms. Richards and walk you out the double doors. The next one is. Just thought you should know, I changed the terms of your offer.
Alvin.
Thought you should know, I'm sorry. All right, here.
111's fast.
That was very fast. All right, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Edward Joshua Guerin.
Mr. Guerin, you are here today on,
Page 7.
okay, on 23 TK 3749. And you were on time for court today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Guerin, you have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Are those your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
as well as page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it,
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Guerin, any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
Yes, sir.
You saw on here that you have the right to have an attorney represent you,
Yes, sir.
and you're here representing yourself.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a jury trial, you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Guerin, you were charged with 1 count of speeding, 69 and 55, and that you did so here in Spalding County on August 9th of 2023. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Guerin, I'm gonna find that with your admission of guilt, there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and enter this plea. I'll review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions before sentence?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Mr. Guerin, on 23 TK 3749, speeding 69 and 55, and find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, 195 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days. You pay $30 plus your fine in full. During that time period, the case will close with no probation. Otherwise, probation will begin 31 days from today, at which point you will be able to work off your fine with community service work. You'll need to show your valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. And your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights.
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions for part ways?
Yes, sir.
All right, then you can step out with Mr. Phillips. Good luck to you. All right, West. All right, you are Christopher West.
Yes, sir.
All right, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Christopher Brian West.
All right, and Mr. West, you are here today on 23 TK 3096, and according to my calendar and my memory, you are on time for court today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
Mr. West, you have passed up to me the self-representative defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it,
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. West, you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You understand you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes, sir.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Mr. West, you are charged with 1 count of speeding, a reduced speed of 39 and a 25 here in Spalding County on June 24th of 2023. Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt, there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights. Review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
All right, here we go. Christopher West, 23 TK 3096, speeding 39 and 25. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, 184 is your fine. I'm gonna delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay $30 by participating in our 30 for 30 program, then your case will close with no probation conditions. If you are unsuccessful and you need probation, that will start 31 days from today, at which point you may work your fine off with community service work. You'll need to get a valid license or show it. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. $50 per monthly probation fee, $25 one-time intake fee, and your case is still closed the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months if you wish to use your habeas rights. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I need you to come up here just for a minute. I want to talk to you a little more quietly. Hey, I make a few mistakes. Y'all are yeah, I'm mostly on a roll. All right. So you are Dylan Williams.
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, stick your full name for me.
Dylan Williams.
And Mr. Williams, you're here on 23 TK 3482 because it looks to me like you're on time for court. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you get the rights to read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
Yes, sir.
All right. I see you're under 21. Do you have family here with you today?
Yes, sir.
You can come up and stand with him if you'd like, man. All right. Mr. Williams, you passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
And you have the right to a jury trial, and by entering this plea, you'll be no trial. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ma'am, what is your name?
Sharon Williams.
Sharon Williams. And Ms. Williams, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm that you testimony you give this matter today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'll come back to you in just a minute. All right, Mr. Williams, back to you. Did you, here in Spalding County, operate your motor vehicle at a speed of 78 miles an hour and 55 mile an hour zone back on July 21st of 2023?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find that with your admission of guilt, there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I'll review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mom, do you have any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Williams, the sentence of the court is as follows. On 23 TK 3482, speeding 78 to 55, I'm going to find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $602 is your fine. You can work off your fine with community service work. There will be a no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, 20 hours community service work, defensive driving school, within 60 days. I'm really proud of that apology letter. You're gonna write one to her because you just put her through this. She had to come to court today. So apology letter to Mom. You said it was Sharon?
Yes, sir.
Your case will close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Any questions for you and I part ways?
Yes, sir.
Mom, any questions?
No, sir.
All right, young man, you need to slow down, okay? All right, because obviously she had to take work off and take whatever she was gonna do to deal with this. So, she will know if that apology letter is insincere, which means I will know, okay? All right? All right, next case, Glover. All right, if you could please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
I'm Tigeria, not Q Glover.
All right, Ms. Glover, I think you're on the afternoon calendar, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so, you were here this morning on time, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you hear the rights that read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about any of those rights?
No, sir.
Ms. Glover, you passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Are those your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Ms. Glover, you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Glover, you are charged with one count of speeding, a reduced charge, speeding 39 and 25. Did you do that here in Spalding County on July 27th of 2023?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to find with your admission of guilt, there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions before sentence?
No.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right. Ms. Glover, on 23 TK 3568 from July 27th of 2023, I'm going to, as to the speeding, 39 and 25, I'm going to find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, 158 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days, and if you pay $30 plus your fine in full, your case will close with no probation conditions. Otherwise, after 31 days, your probation will start. You will then be allowed, if you wish, to work your fine off with community service work. You'll need to show your valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Are there any questions I can answer for you, ma'am, about anything before you and I part ways?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Williams, we'll walk you out those double doors. Best of luck to you. All right, next case is Jeremy Head.
Hey, Clint, gentleman, big that. Oh, yeah. So you weren't able to escape that.
That's all right. Just don't have enough. I don't have enough highlights. I don't have enough notes for the kids.
And Margaret's not here.
And Margaret's not here on the baby, so
She worked in Superior Court.
she needs to come down here and get baby's deal. Oh, he hasn't signed anything. Oh my gosh. Hey,
You want me to hold him?
well, actually, he hasn't signed any of his paperwork, so. Oh, no, here it
You
is.
see the computer?
No, he signed it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Head, you got your hands full today.
Look at
But grab your hat. You got your great. The fact that you have a Rugrats T-shirt on is appropriate because you have adorable children with you today. All right, you ready to please? All right, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
All right, take your hand down. State your full name for me. What's your full name?
Jeremy Hay Jr.
Okay. Mr. Head, give me just one quick second. Here you go. You know the drill. Just give you some control. You're not the first parent to bring kids to court. And they're welcome to keep all the pins and the pads. Okay. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, back on record. Mr. Head, you're here on 23 TK 3524. You were out in the hallway this morning. You were on time, but you obviously had your kids, so we had you sit up here. You passed up to me the self-represented definitive rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
I think Mr. Taylor needs that pad. I can answer any questions about anything on this document.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a jury trial, and by entering this plea, you're giving up that right. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you used a NOLO on a no insurance in the last 5 years?
No, sir.
Do you want to use it for this charge here from July 29th of 2023 here in Spalding County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm going to find with that your request for a NOLO is proper and you agree with it. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, intelligently waiving rights. Entering the plea. Any questions for our sentence? No insurance is a no. It's granted 12 months, $454. And delaying it by 30 days, you can pay $454 plus $30. Otherwise, probation starts 31 days from today. The conditions are listed out on the probation sentencing sheet.
Okay.
You have 30 days if you wish to appeal it and 6 months on your habeas rights.
All right.
Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. So obviously, just very quickly, if you realize you have questions, let me know. Your kids are welcome to keep all the pens and pets.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And somebody's gonna need to tell Miss Margaret that she missed out.
You're no Miss Johnson.
Be upset about that.
You're doing a good job, Robert. It's not Margaret.
Come on, Joe. Bring
We have a bailiff who's officially our baby. So, all right, so he needs to go out there. Go meet us again. Yeah. Rogers? Rod, oh, come on up, please. All right, just raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm your testimony about the this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
My sister Rogers.
And Ms. Rogers, you were on time for court this morning, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you hear the rights that read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers, you have passed out to me this, okay, I'm gonna pass it back in a minute and have you initial, actually, wait, do that. Otherwise, I can't ask you these questions. Here she is. Page 6.
Yes, sir.
I have 8 please left. All right, Ms. Rogers, I'm holding up this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
Is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers, you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
You understand that you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right, so, very quick, Susan. So it appears that she started to pay and then decided not to. Do you want me just to scratch this out? Or do you want to? I'm just confused. So, that's fine. So, but I just want to make certain that what's on here matches what's on here, and right now they're going just exit out. I just wanted, before I started scratching all over, just want to make sure y'all are okay. Okay, that's it. That was a clerical question with him. All right, Ms. Rogers, did you hear in Spalding County operation motor vehicle on June 21st, 2023 at a speed of 39 in a All right, I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt as to the reduced speed, there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you are knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions for our sentence?
No.
All right, Ms. Rogers, as to 23 TK 3004 from June 21st, 23, speeding 39 to 25, finds you guilty. It's 12 months, 184 is your fine. Delay the start of your probation by 30 days. You pay a fine in full plus $30 for participating in our 30 by 30 program. Your case will close. If you're unsuccessful, 31 days from now, your probation will start. You may then work off your fine with community service work. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 supervision fee per month, one-time $25 intake fee. And your case will still close the moment you satisfy your obligations to the court. Your ticket, you have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal your decision, this decision, and you have 12 months. Sorry, you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. I'm gonna put here that you pled guilty before me, and now your tickets match what we've done here today. Any questions before we part ways?
No.
All right, then if you'll go with Mr. Williams out there to make the permission. Thank you very much. All right, Denisha White. All right, Ms. White, if you will please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me. All right, and Ms. White, you were, I think you're on this morning's calendar.
Yes.
Were you one of the ones that was late?
No.
Okay. All right, then, did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights? Ms. White, you passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize the written version I read out of the rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Or is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you have the right to a jury trial, and by entering this plea, you're giving up that right.
Yes, sir.
All right. You are charged with one count of following too closely, and that you did here in Spalding County on August 4th of 2023. You followed another vehicle too closely with an accident. Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt that there's enough for me to take a plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it as you've negotiated it. Any questions about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Denisha White on 23 TK 3831 from August 4th of 23. Count 1, following too closely with an accident, guilty, 12 months, 306 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay your fine in full plus $30 for a 30 for 30 program, your case will close with no probation. If you are unsuccessful, your probation will automatically start after 30 days, at which point, count 2 is dismissed. I missed that. So your probation will automatically start 31 days, at which point you can work off your fine with community service work if you need to or wish to. Show your valid license for probation, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. $50 a month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you want to appeal this decision, and 6 months if you want to use your habeas rights. Can I answer any questions for you before we part ways?
No, sir.
All right, if you'll step out with Mr. Phillips. And good luck to you, man. All right, Kyria Williams. Okay, give her back to the afternoon calendar.
You threw me that.
Ms. Williams, that mic is for short folks like us, and taller folks like Mr. Shepherd, all alike. So, all right. Ms. Williams, if you'll please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, she's on page 20 of this afternoon's calendar, first line. Ms. Williams, you were on time for court this morning, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No.
Ms. Williams, you have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
Is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it
Yes.
because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Ms. Williams, you understand you have the right to have an attorney represent you,
Yes.
and you're here representing yourself?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
You understand that you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and you'll be giving up those rights, including the rights within the jury trial. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. Do you? Mr. Shepherd. Just really quick. This one. All right, Ms. Williams, the pause you heard from me was that your two charges are charges that do not allow for probation. And so the state came up this morning with frankly, a very ingenious way to give you time to pay without putting you on probation by having you participate in our 30 for 30 program, but at the same time, not having you move over into probation because your charges do not allow for probation.
Okay.
And so we've never done it this way before, but as soon as I saw it, I thought, that's a really good idea. This is what I keep telling y'all, I'm the luckiest judge in Georgia. This is a great example of it because this gives you 30 days to pay it without causing you to have, without causing me to have to do something that's outside of the law. So it's a brilliant solution. And I just want to compliment the solicitor's office on coming up with it. It's a really good solution that I want us to put in our toolbox and remember. So good job, y'all. So, okay, let's do this then, because this is going to be a great idea. Ms. Williams, we're going to do a shorter version of the plea because I don't have to go through all the rights with this one. So, did you here in Spalding County use a cellular device without using a hands-free device back on August 9th of 2023?
Yes.
Did you also fail to properly wear your seatbelt?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to find with your admission of guilt on both of those charges that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights. I reviewed the recommendation, and after clarifying it with the solicitor's office and deciding that I wanted to publicly proclaim it to be brilliant, I'm going to follow it because it serves everybody's purposes wonderfully.
Okay.
So here's how we're going to do this. And probation's going to scratch their head, James, when they get this one. So, okay. So unlawful use of a wireless device. I'm going to find you guilty. There's no probation, but I am going to fine you $50.
Okay.
As to count 2, seatbelt violation, I'm going to find you guilty. There's also no probation, but it's going to be $50. What we're going to do is I'm going to have you pay. We're going to put you in our 30 by 30 program, which means that in the next 30 days, we are going to let you pay your fine in full plus $30 to probation.
Okay.
And then after that, if you're unable to get that paid off, I'm just going to write on here on the other, which is I'm just going to put on here schedule for mod hearing if not paid. That'll tell probation what to do at the end of the 30 days, Mr. Shepherd. And I just came up with that on form. All right, do you understand what the state has done here?
Yes.
What I've adopted? Okay. And again, it's our sincerest hope that this works for you. The goal is to create a solution that worked for you. Okay? All right, that's it. You may step out and go meet with probation.
Thank you.
And I'll be getting a call later about that.
Yeah, me too.
All right. You are Jacob Joyner? Yes, sir. All right. Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give tomorrow with truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right. State your full name for me.
Jacob Ryan Jordan.
Mr. Joyner, you are here on 23 TK 1831. You're late to court, so I'm going to jump straight forward to this document. Do you recognize this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver?
Yes, sir.
Are those your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
Because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Joyner, you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You understand you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes, sir.
and that by entering this plea, there'll be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do? All right, Mr. Joyner, you all right, you're charged with one count of speeding, 81 and 55. You want to do a NOLO, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you used a NOLO on a speeding or on a moving violation in the last 5 years?
No, sir.
And are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes, sir.
And you're asking me to accept it for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on April 21st, 2023, and resulted in this charge of speeding 81 and 55.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to find that your request for NOLO is proper, and I'm going to grant it. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation, and I'll follow it. The sentence of the court is as follows. Speeding, as 23 TK 1831 from April 21st, 23. Speeding, 81 and 55. NOLO, 12 months, 590 is your fine. Delay the start of your probation by 30 days. And if you pay your fine in full plus $30 in our 30 by 30 program, your case will close with no probation. Otherwise, 31 days from today, probation will start. You may then work off your fine with community service work, show your valid license probation on alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. Tested for those, $50 a month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you satisfied your obligations. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, here you go, Mr. Taylor. Back to me with probation. Dover?
Yes, that is short paper vote. Yes, sir.
All right, you're Mr. Dover?
Yes, sir.
All right, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Stansel, Knox, Dover.
Mr. Dover, you are here today on 23 TK 3109. You're late to court, is that correct?
Sir,
Were you late to court?
about 15 minutes.
That's fine. I'm holding up this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the
Yes,
lines
sir.
on page 1? And page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
I've already.
Okay. Did you understand everything on it?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand on here that you have the right to have an attorney represent you,
Yes, sir.
and you're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You understand you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes, sir.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you here in Spalding County operate? No, it's a NOLO. Have you used a NOLO on a moving violation in the last 5 years?
Have I had any?
Have you used a NOLO anywhere
No,
else?
sir. I hadn't been to court in so long, I don't know what it's like anymore.
That's all right. I hope this one is an appropriate amount of stressful and not as scary as
It's never
could
gonna
be.
happen again.
Good. That sounds fine to me. Mr. Dever, I'm gonna find that your request for a NOLO is proper, and I'm gonna grant it. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation. I'm gonna follow it exactly the way it's been negotiated.
I appreciate it.
Any questions before sentence?
No, sir.
All right, Stansel Daver on 23 TK 3109 from July 10th of 23. Count 1, following too close. Your NOLO is granted. 12 months, $89 is your fine. You have 30 days to pay that plus $30, and that'll close your case.
2 weeks it'll be paid off.
That sounds great. That's exactly why we have this program. All right, if you're unable to pay it off, then 31 days from now, your probation will start. You'll need to show a valid license of probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products, $50 a month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the
Yes.
court. You have 30 days from today to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months to use your habeas rights. Any questions before we part ways?
No, sir. I appreciate y'all having me.
All right, thank you very much. You may step out in the hallway with Mr. Williams.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
This way to the right.
I've lost track of checking back and forth. You're Rachel Hamilton?
Yes, sir.
All right, just, grab the whole mic and move it up. They'll take 2 minutes for you. Perfect. All right, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, brother. Can you get her to sign it? Can you go over there? She, her initial. You missed a couple lines on there. It's clear that that was unintentional, so let me initial those real quick. All right, you were late to court today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna jump forward to this document. I'm holding up this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
So these are your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2.
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
Because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Hamilton, you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a jury trial, and by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're charged with one count of following too closely. You're asking for a NOLO, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this, you're 21 years of age or older.
Yes, sir.
Have you used a NOLO in the last 5 years on any moving violation?
No, sir.
All right. And you want me to use allow you to use your NOLO for driving that occurred on July 25th of 2023 and results in this charge of following too closely with an accident.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. Your NOLO is granted. Any questions for our sentence?
No, sir.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Rachel Hamilton, 23 TK, 3521. Following too close with an accident. NOLO, 12 months, 306 is your fine. I'm gonna delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay $30 plus 306, your case will close with no probation. Otherwise, 31 days from now, you may work off your fine with community service work, show your valid license to probation, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products, tested for those, $50 supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you satisfy your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights. Any questions before we part ways?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You may step out those double doors. Tyler? Manage Tyler? All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Renee Tyler.
All right, Bernice Tyler, your case is 23 TK 3925. Am I correct that you were late to court today?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm holding up this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1
Yes.
and on page 2?
Yep.
And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes.
Because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Did you understand you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial. This case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. You are charged with one count of speeding, 49 and a 35, and that you did so here in Spalding County on August 15th of 2023. Did you do that?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to find with your admission of guilt that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions before sentence?
No, sir.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Miss Tyler on 23 TK 2925 from August 15th to 23, speeding 49 to 35, guilty, 12 months, 158, you're fine. I'm gonna delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay your fine off in full plus $30 within the next 30 days for our 30 by 30 program, your case will close with no probation. If after 30 days you're not successful, then your probation will start. You can then work off your fine with community service work, show your valid license, probation, no illegal drugs, hemp products, or alcohol. You'll be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, and a $25 intake fee. After that, your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights. Any questions I can answer before we close? All right, thank you very much. Martin Williams. Have 2 legs. All right, Mr. Williams, come on up, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Martin B. Williams.
Mr. Williams, you late report today, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Williams, you have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
Because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Williams, you have the right to have an attorney represent you. You remember reading that on this document here?
Yes, sir.
And you're here, and you are here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You understand you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Williams, did you, here in Spalding County, operate your motor vehicle while your tire was defective back on May 13th of 2023?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt as to the tire requirement violation that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in this plea. Review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
You ready for me to sentence?
Yes, sir.
All right. Martin Williams on 23 TK 2168 from May 13th of 23. Tire requirement violation, find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $89 is your fine. I'm gonna delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay $30 in our 30 for 30 program, your case will close with no probation conditions. After 31 days, your probation will start. You may then work off your fine with community service work, show a valid license, probation, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products, $50 per month supervision fee, Fourth Amendment waiver, $25 one-time intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you've satisfied your probation conditions. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Any questions for the part ways?
No, sir.
All right, if you'll step out that way, thank you. Community service work, we can go ahead and check out. I'm trying to get the team out of here in a hurry because we've got a huge calendar at 1:30. Parker? All right. Ms. Parker, everybody's got to go. Somebody every day has to go last. So I'm sorry you drew the short straw today. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down. State your full name for me.
Achilles Kiana Parker.
And Ms. Parker, you missed the line on here. Are you a U.S. citizen or not?
Yes.
Okay, yes, you are.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna initial that one. We're gonna keep going. Ms. Parker, I believe you were late to court today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm holding up this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, Ms. Parker, you are charged with 1 count of failure to yield with an accident. Did you hear in Spalding County on August 17th of 2023, failure to properly yield to another vehicle causing an accident?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt that there's enough for me to take your plate. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in the hearing. I'll review the recommendation, and I'll follow it exactly the way we negotiated. Any questions or anything before sentence?
No, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Parker, on 23 TK 3920 from August 17th of 23. Count one, failure to yield with an accident. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, 306 is your fine. That's a total of 12 months. I'm gonna delay the start of your probation by 30 days. If you pay the fine in full plus $30, your case will close with no probation conditions. 31 days from now, if your case is still open, your probation will begin automatically, at which point you'll be able to work off your fine with community service work. You'll need to show a valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and your case will still close the moment you satisfy your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Do you have any questions for me about anything before you and I part ways?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Clint, that's our last case.
Okay.
So, good morning. I'm gonna go and say issue the warrants, forfeit the cash bonds. Good job, everybody, and we'll see everybody.